Let's actually go on to the actual game itself. This obviously tells you throughout the whole weekend how it's going to go. So you've got your sponsors selected. So if you click on your sponsor here, you can select how much money you can get depending on where you come. I'm going to go with 10th and above because at the moment I'm struggling. And then obviously this tells you about the track itself, the tyre wear, fuel burn, how many laps you're going to do, tyres available, practice what the weather's going to be like, qualifying and race, and these are the crucial things that you need to be worrying about. So deceleration, top speed and high speed corners. If we look at our drivers and what parts we got on at the moment, here this driver here is unhappy. Now this one's content. So we look at the parts. Okay, just double checking bit parts, double checking who's got what. So I'm going to try and favour this driver for now. I'm happy with everything here. Where it says parts banned, we've had a previous race and it's been caught out and this has been banned, so I can't obviously use this, and I think I've got dock points as well. So you have to be very careful that you've got the right parts when you're racing. Alright, let's go to the race weekend. This is the race weekend, here we go. So at the moment there's my test driver, these are my first team drivers. So at the moment we're going to go back to that. So I'll be selecting these two to be racing for that day. This is the current setup I've got at the moment. And obviously you've got to try and make sure when you go on track that you've got the right setup. Because there's a slow tyre wear, but I'm still going to go on this one to start off with just to see where we're at. I'll keep that one the same as well, and we will proceed to the actual practice as well. You can simulate the session, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to actually take control. So here we go. So I'm sending them out. So it's going to do 3 laps. You can either do qualifying or race trim. I'm going to do qualifying, 3 laps. Use these tyres so they can get used to it. So send that driver out. And then I'm going to send this driver out on race trim. I want him to do at least 8 laps. I want to try and get him on them tyres as well, so we can get as much knowledge as we can on those tyres. And off we go. I'm just going to speed it up a little bit. You press this button, it will switch to this driver and you get to see him race. If I press back to that one, you get to see that one coming out as well. The graphics for me are pretty they're pretty good. They're okay, you know, they're obviously a little bit 2D and sometimes a little bit 3D at times. You can zoom in, or you can zoom right in. You can obviously move it around like that and find a better position for you. Yeah. So if we go to the first driver who's out in front, this is where you can play with his fuel. So I'm going to tell him to push, turn up his engine modes a bit, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing for the other one. So here you can see the tyre wear at the moment, 91%. See sector times, the current time that they're doing, the fuel, and obviously for this driver as well you can see that. So I'll go back to this one. So at the moment did get the fastest sector time, but it's been taken by someone else. Here you can see who's doing what, who's out on track. So this is only practice, remember, so we're actually just trying to gather data, see what's going on. You can also change how you see it as well. So if I press this button, you can see it like this, which is okay. This is sort of information that you get as well from your driver. They give you feedback, which is quite realistic, I think as well, and it's quite important. It gives you good indicator to where you're going and what you're doing. I'm going to make sure he's attack. I really want him to push so he gets used to the track, so he can gain speed throughout the whole session. So at the moment my drivers are 5th and 6th. Like I said, this is a tough year for me in this new race series. So I'm going to bring in Rodriguez in. Might run out of petrol, and also this map is really good indicator to see where they are on track. So as he comes in, you'll see that I'll probably need to make changes. At the moment he's got his downforce is good, his handling is good, speed balance, all that is not bad. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to keep him on qualifying trim. So I want to get that set up right. I'm going to go to the softs, super soft, so just to see how we're doing there. So there you go, that's how he's feeling all together. So he's got 87%, that's how he's feeling the track. I could play around with it, but I'm actually quite content just to get the knowledge on all the other stuff. So I'm sending him out, so he's going out. Still wanting to do more work on the softs. Here, this is the bit where you gather your information. Every time it levels up, you get a obviously it goes up to level 2, level 3. 3 is the highest you can get, so you really want to try and make sure you get 2s or 3s when you're actually playing it. So we've got 5 minutes left in this practice session, and then obviously we've got qualifying session to come. So we just need to make sure that we get this all spot on and get it all correctly done. So good, he's in 2nd place. It's so quite realistic. It's quite realistic to normal Formula 1 in terms of the less fuel you have, the faster the car goes. The more fuel you have, the slower the car goes, because obviously more fuel, it weighs down the car. Very good like that. It's probably one of the best simulated games in terms of how it actually works. But yeah, for me it's really good. So what's Rodriguez doing? Rodriguez is on the super soft. He's just got slightly less fuel. He's pushing hard as well. He's running out of tyres. Might have a driver, but I'm gonna let him finish this last lap, and then I'm gonna bring him in. I'll bring him in right now. So Rodriguez has got the fastest lap in practice. Excellent. So we are looking good at the moment, but this is only practice, so that's why the other drivers, I don't think they're pushing. You wait until qualifying. You see where I finish up. At the moment I'm pushing him quite hard. I'll let him ease off a bit. Rodriguez is doing really well. He's got purple, excellent sectors. Oh, that's fantastic. Handling's good. Let's see if we can send him out to do some qualifying laps, because I need to get as many in as I can. Put him on the slicks as well, get some knowledge on that. I'm going to change with him on the speed balance, so I'm going to try and play with it just a little bit. That's pretty good, 90%. Let's see how it goes. With that. And I'm going to speed him up when he's out. Let's go back to Rodriguez. He's first at the moment. It feels like I've got just the right. Yep, he's got the right aero. He feels good. I'm going to bring him in because he runs out of fuel, and that's going to be probably his job done. So at the moment I've got this at 2 times speed. This is what 4 times speed looks like, and this is what 12 times speed like. It's quite drastic. I prefer when I'm playing to probably have it at 4, so it's not too slow. Like you're not just sitting there for hours and hours. You can actually speed it up just a little bit. So I do prefer 4, but when you're getting used to it and you're first playing it, probably pull it on 2 so you can see what's going on. Well, 50 seconds to qualifying's finish. I'm not going to send Rodriguez out. It's going to be a waste of time. I don't want his parts to get worn out, so I'll let him rest while Santos carries on out there. Is he gonna get past the time to have another one? I don't think he's gonna make it, and the time's gonna run out now. No, he hasn't made it. Practice is finished, so we move on to qualifying. So we look good at the moment, 1st and 4th in practice. It's all about trying to put that now into the qualifying, but this is where the other teams tend to raise their game. So at the moment we've got a lap time of 1:11, and which is really good. This form thing tells you how they're getting on during the course of the season, so you can see how they're doing. So just wait for one more car to finish and get round. and that's the end of practice. So now we move on to the actual results. You can see what tyres they got their fastest lap times on. So it tells you really basically the super soft side tyres to be on when you want to practice. So that's the tyre I'm going to look to get onto. This is also pretty good as well. You've got the media report, so they tell you like what's been happening and who's written it. The media play a massive part in this game as well. You can see it, what people are saying, the messages from the people and who's saying it. So that's really quite good. Normally it's really packed out. So we press continue. Let's see where we go on to now. So we move on to qualifying. So with qualifying, you get a slightly different box. You now get your objective of where you need to be. You got your slots. So this is my practice information that I got. I'm going to focus on the super soft and of course qualifying as well. Super soft, the reason I'm going to go over them because they're the faster tyre. And I'm going to do exactly the same for my. I'm not going to switch the strategies around. I'm going to do exactly the same. Car setup. I'm going to leave it as it is because we've done really brilliantly on that. So I'm just double checking. That's the old tyre I use, and that you can see the speed and durability on that one compared to that one. So I'm going to go for the speed. It's not like the normal Formula 1. It's not what the car with the fastest lap time. You set your tyres on. That's the ones you go out and you can pick after. You can pick the slower ones or the fast one, all depending on your preference. As you can see, there's my ratings and my stars on my drivers. They're both 4. This one's got probably a little bit more because it's slightly shaded. That means he might get upgraded. So we've done the knowledge already, done the car setup, and we're going to continue to qualify. And we're going to actually take control of qualifying, not simulate it.